But now we see Liches. We see DKs. On 1-0 side, we also see a Dreadlord from time to time. And Infi on the other side, what's he going to do? He was quite surprising in an earlier match of his when he opted for a lot of Mountain Kingery. In different matchups though. So both not shying away from playing off meta. Archmage it is. Death Knight it is. Alrighty then. Tet Fiends to open things up in the lower bracket final of the Dolphin Warcraft Championship Cup Chinese qualifier. That will then be quite a bit of harass and a timing push. Some game tape, of course, for Infi. As 1-0 was playing Fortitude yesterday. Same matchup. Fortitude can also relax. And look what's going on in this match. When it's 1-0, he knows he defeated him in Dubai already. He defeated him in the winner bracket already. And if it's Infi, then he defeated him earlier in this tournament already. So comfortable situation for 40 in that best of 7 grand final. But first things first. Is Infi going to expand? I think this is a pretty clear yes. 40, one of the very few Chinese... Why am I talking about 40? 40 isn't the grand final. I gotta wait. 40, one of the very few that still plays on War3 champions, and maybe that makes him so strong. Infi quite quick after his return to human shortly before Stars War in August is getting better and better and better. Still not on that very tippity top, but similar to Starbuck, he seemed to be playing human in almost all matchups. Against 40, he was off racing as Orc. But a human main is mostly what it is. And we already have a delay. 1-0 is scouting the left-hand side expansion, is making sure that this expansion cannot be grabbed. And this is certainly only plan B. Pump fake coil doesn't really work, but 2 more wolves up for grabs. Skeleton harass here as Infi was cutting corners and has no arcane tower up. But cannot prevent level 2 on the Archmage. Solid start for 1-0, I would say. The harass is paying off, and Infi has to make a decision if he wants to brute force this expansion late as a Fortitude would do, or if there's maybe a chance to tech and go to rifles, but I think the answer is clear. Seeing all these pickaxes. How much mana do we have? 2 coils. Boom, that's number 1. Can he prevent level 3? The big Taskmaster is, of course, the dream. A little bit of pressure coming in with the Fiend. That is a late first unit, of course. No issues for Infi finishing this. The nice, the Water Elemental picks up the item. This was as clean as it gets. Can't really prevent all the coils. But Expo coming up. This is a slow tech for Infi, I'd say, but Lumber is looking good. He can power build, then pretty much tech immediately, then get ready for towers. At the pressure on the DK. He doesn't have an aura. He doesn't have any passive regen at the moment. And that is a problem. Counterattack, very few do it better than Infi. He was actually the first
a player's forces are under attack
to apply these counter pressures. And Infi is already tech. Wait, 5 minutes 20? This is so fast. Whoa! And he takes away creep spots, the easy creep spots. And if these camps are taken away, you gotta move a little more to reach your destination, obviously. And then it delays the DK progress, and you can't even creep this one. Infi is doing great things. Got the level 3, is rather tanky. Can't really do anything against the slaughterhouse, but just keep 120 busy. Who has never been that great against human. Very experimental recently. Also, of course, very different.
A player's forces are under attack.
From a happy, for example. Not even getting any Nova kills here. It feels like 120 is not as sharp as he has to be. Not as aggressive. There's nothing slowing Infi down right now. It's Infi slowing 120 down. Yo! Hi Toon, the sponsor of the DWCC, coming in with 10 gifted subs. You madman, I hope you're enjoying the game. And quite nice to see you choosing my broadcast over all the Chinese broadcasts, of course. But man, I hope you enjoy what you created, and we are super excited for the Western qualifier that you gave us. Saturday and Sunday, starting 7 p.m. Happy, Starbuck, Foggy, Leon, Jens, Dice, Sonic and Hawk. Fighting for $1,600 and 2 slots to the main event. Where was I? Yeah, 10 gifted more. Okay, you seem to be enjoying this a lot. Oh man, we are blessed that you're with us. Absolutely blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 谢谢. Infi is also blessed that he still has a lot of footmen. And these footmen just run into 120's base. Where is the undead offense? This is a timing build. And at the time, the timing is supposed to strike. 120 is busy in his own main, trying to save his economy. Unbelievable pressure by Infi on Autumn Leaves. Even the DK is kind of surrounded there. This looks unreal. This looks like total dominance. Infi destroying the second best undead in the world, who has pretty much nothing left. Four echoes, 2 fiends, 1 destroyer. Boom! Infi in Iceman shape of 2014-15 on game 1. He did forget the Mountain King. Maybe I praised him a little bit too high. But the dwarf has thick skin. It's fine. And Infi is not really interested in any sort of defense. He got the 4 towers up. Last time I casted this, I feel like the Arcane Tower position wasn't 100% perfect on Infi's side. So he lost a lot of value to it. But he has to respond to this. He's getting raided once again. Infi needs nothing more than Archmage, Footman. The Mountain King is quite a nice bonus. How much damage can 120 do? We got the first gyro out. Yeah, this is 1 round of economy gone, but you can immediately replace it. Gold counter wasn't the issue. Anyway, it's rather lumber. And now Infi portals out very conveniently. Damage is done. 2 acolytes remaining. And this expo is looking fine. Did he portal himself in now? Nah, it's fine. It's fine. We got the gyros out. Couple of corpses here, but it was economically probably an even trade. with town portals and all.
Players' forces are
But
under
one
attack.
player has 2 base. And the other does not. Supply blocked as well on 2 acolytes. And no gold for the
Town is
ziggurat.
under siege.
Ah, there is one. Okay. But yeah. This is a total disaster. The towers are gone though, so floodgates are kinda open for follow-up attacks. Infi's army isn't that great yet. But it's not his plan to fight.
Players' forces are under attack.
If he just keeps Infi low, 1-0 low, then there is no chance to come back because of the extra income. No paladin. That's a problem. Or will be a problem down the road. And similar to 2014, 1-2-0-15, 1-2-0 is just defending with destroyers as only the Archmage can attack them. This might be a little bit too late for that. But maybe this isn't over. Infi's decision making usually one of the best, historically one of the best. Yeah, this is like 2015. Here come the gyros though. We kind of forgot about them. And this is 15 food out of 30. This is half of 1-2-0's army and it's been wiped.
A town is under siege.
And now there's no economy anymore. These gyros carrying the game
A player's forces are under
in the late game stages against Destros. There is no web. He won't be able to afford web. Still pressure on the main, but knights are coming out. I am almost sure. Yep, paladin is coming too.
under siege.
Man, Infi playing human. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Is Coil Nova on a level where you can turn this around? I don't think so. Only 2-2 Lich hurts, but there's also no silence. So Holy Light can always dictate where you go. Water Elementals level 3 are crazy. And yeah, this looks like we got the nail in the coffin. Stormbolt surround gets out of it. Fighting spirit for 1-2-0 is there. It all started to go downhill when the DK caught so much HP in the early game. So much damage on his HP. Lich falls, get baptized. GG, 1-0. Infi, one step closer to the grand final, to the rematch versus 40. It would be a rematch for both. But yeah, dominant. Dominant Infi. At this point at the end, I don't think you can blame him for tapping out. That thing was over for a long time. It went downhill really fast. 1-0 tried a little bit of base race. And if he has a few more forces than he had in this game, maybe that is working out. But here, certainly not. Autumn Leaves belongs to Infi. Good to see a relatively new map played first. Just by a wand. I think against Water Elementals level 3. A wand. Ay. That doesn't do much there. That is the sign that I'm getting invited to a game. I always have to remember which button I have to press. because I made a mistake before. I don't want to do that. It's the left-hand side button. Left-hand side. It's confusing because if you get a friend request, you gotta push the right-hand side button. If you're invited to a game, you have to push the left-hand side button. And my brain is all confused. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's loser's choice. And it's Northern Isles, so it shouldn't surprise us. For 120, this Tet Fiend build seems like it's either reserved for the big tournaments, which this is, or when he feels a bit hopeless with other strategies like Lich and Cryptlord. Because this, I mean, Tet Fiends, it can work. We've seen it work. But then on the other side, Infi and 120 and Fortitude are so strong defensively. They always seem to know what the right amount of towers is, what the right amount of footmen is. And they just get it done. They always survive. But now, without further ado, let's feast our eyes on Northern Isles and another human versus undead matchup. And creepy it is. 120 continues the trend of being very flexible, of making it hard to predict for his opponent what's to come. I really hope he is switching it up and it's not only a map dependent thing, because that will be easy to read for a big brain like Infi.
Players' forces are under attack.
And for Infi, I don't think he has to change much, eh? He can still expand. He can still harass with footies. The thing is, he will be exposed to a bigger counter harass. It's not only a DK with one fiend. Whereas Happy, this is a Chinese tournament. China has a qualifier. Korea had a qualifier. The Western scene had a qualifier. Hence, no Happy in this qualifier. He will be playing Saturday and Sunday. Parry up for more HP. It's been a development a little bit by the top human players to go and to buy more parry ups in the later stages, so Infi can be considered quite lucky. You will always be exposed to Coil Nova against your heroes, in this case Impale Coil Nova, and having more HP for a cheap price is never bad. And this is the expected counter push. This is the Impale. This is a surround, but Infi with the counter block. Murlocs trying to close the door. It could have been a gift from the creeps for 120, but Infi slips through. Too careful. And now the Archmage finds the way to get to the shop. For the boots, maybe even for the staff. On the cost of a footy, that is a little bit of a loss, but it's 135 gold. Like, what does it really matter? And yeah, he gets 2 huge mobility items. And I feel like 120 made a little mistake of letting the Archmage go to the shop so freely. And this is where the trouble begins. There is more Impale, but you have to nail a Vanilla Surround. Hope for for Infi to step out. Oh, I got the Vanilla Surround! Can he stay? The Archmage range is good enough, I think. Oh, is it not? Why? He's gotta get out! And 1-0 holds! This was so close! A little careless by Infi. Moving here. Close to the trees. Game-winning move, one would think. But Infi is already back with the Staff of Teleportation. We are not resting. We're attacking. And all that celebration that we just displayed for the held expansion might be it. Zuhat with the 5 gift sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the 20th gift sub you do. It is close, but my god! Split second, the construction, the summoning was almost finished. You can see the animation ending. But the brilliant, brilliant staff play. And this is the thing. If you allow Infi to get these mobility items, Infi staffed away. No, he town portaled home and then staffed from home to the footman that way here. Brilliant! Brilliant play. 1-0 outplayed. He got a gift with that Archmage position, but Infi took that gift away. Oh, and that was so expensive. Trying to brute force this expansion now. There is a tower, there is some static defense, but this should be a lot of time. I like these run-bys. 1-0 rarely does these. He's rather a Crypt Lord-centric player. The run-bys are usually reserved for Happy.
A player's forces are under attack. Town is under siege.
And with that, he gets a level. With that advantage, maybe way more ghouls now. Infi was in a solid position to scout and contest this early. It's all about damage. It's all about pressure. No tower up yet. Ghoul Flood. We have a lot of mana here. Is it again Impale 2? We've seen developments in that regard. Not really. And with that, and the Archmage with full mana here, who is close to 3, this will be holdable for Infi. But the Impale was good. No progress on the Town Hall. Can't work on it. Infi doesn't send the workers back to the Town Hall. But it might not matter. It might not matter. More beetles. Taking care of the tower first. There was repair going on. More workers are falling. Archmage in trouble as well. Ghouls are falling. This is bloody. But here comes the cleanup crew. Beetles gone. Tower stands. And it feels like a missed opportunity to use that one moment where Infi wasn't focusing. Now he gets the tower though. How long are these water elementals still lasting? Quite some time. But 1-0. Behind all this aggression, Expo up, tech running, 1/3 done. But so is Infi's expansion. He got so much lumber, just struggling with a little gold. Then he can catch up, I think. We are quite ready for a 2-base game. I had almost given up on that push. Taika! Thank you very much for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful time with your audience. And in general, have a wonderful time in whatever you do. Surround on... Oh, what? Surround on the Crippy! He got no way out! Oh, all the momentum gone. That's gonna be hell of expensive. He can go for the tavern.
I am in for Raralen. Have a great stream, Heart Hands, medium light skin tone.
Medium light skin tone.
Players' forces are under
Thank you, Techo. Can't wait, mate. Also, congrats for your performance in the region, in the division 2. Techo, man, this is becoming one of Europe's finest gamers in Warcraft 3. Diddy, thank you for the 4 years.
forces are under attack.
And yeah, after tonight's results, better to clarify the medium light skin tone, isn't it? So we got a little bit of a harass here, but the problem is in 120's base. DK come in, impale nice, level 2. Starts to do some damage with that as well. Tier 3 on the way. And these water elementals again. He got good recovery after this. He can just retreat, pop these potions, get lots of mana, and pump it up. And flood it again. Or you just leave the game. What? Why? I don't understand. I mean, it wasn't great, but it also wasn't horrible. I mean, tech was almost done for Infi. I don't know how many ghouls were at the expo. I didn't check that. So he was harassed at the bottom. And maybe the ghouls wrecked the expo and we didn't see it. If the expo falls, the game is over. So maybe that's that. Zeko, thank you for the sub. 58 month. We've seen the ghouls at the bottom. They were there. Well, well, well. The score is tied. 1-1. Not too bad for our series. Would have loved to see the tier 3. But that must have been it. Like, if the town hall goes down, that is game then. GG regardless. Hopefully we have a long epic battle on Hammerfall. Infi. Never change. So crit mode worked. Tet feeds didn't work. Will we be staying with the Crypt Lord, or is it maybe a Lich map? Altar of Darkness, show us the way. Death Knight. Whoa. This is what I expected the least. Rush distance here is pretty big. DK will harass a little later. Same goes for the Fiend follow-up, but the Pit Lord push, if you decide to go for it towards an expansion, will hit quite hard if you get there. 1-0 needs to be sharper than on Autumn Leaves. Can't afford to lose too much HP with the DK. Unless you got level 2 and the aura and it's running for you.
A player's forces are under attack.
And Infi has no reason to change much. It's just a question where you are going with this expo. Decides to go for the rock golem. Doesn't necessarily mean that you will be expanding here, but you can. It's nicely fortifiable. And this rock golem can't be coiled, which is the huge upside of this spot towards the 6 o'clock spot. And there we go. 1.9, ring plus 5. That would have been amazing on the DK. Summoner's War. Skelly goes down. Water Elemental stays up. And that shows you the result of the early harass.
Player's forces are under attack.
Numbers looking good. Tech has started, of course. 1-0 again tanking so much. He's diving deep for Archmage damage. There's 2 more Rods of Necromancy. He got a couple of kills. But the Fiend is not on the way yet. Gotta retreat. 1 more charge of skeletons. Plus the Fiend is out. Time for 1-0 to creep.
A player's forces are under attack.
Infi plays Yumba. We're back in 2013. Yo, Hawk. We might get a Human Mirror best of 7 grand final. If he's not switching. Maybe he is. Like Starbuck. But Fortitude was also switching to Orc. So maybe we get an Orc Mirror. Okay. Solid kill. Solid delay on level 3. But Infi feels good. Infi feels stable. And at the moment there's not much for 1-0 to do. Hawk, did you see why Infi tapped out on map 2? Why he gave up? Was the expo down? It felt like an early GG to me. But I mean, it's Infi, so he tends to do these things. Purple so pretty, right? It is very pretty. Dark Ranger, hello, my lady. That's interesting. That's a lot of skeletons coming from this camp. If uninterrupted. So far, 1-0 did a good job in locking Infi down on the right-hand side. He was able to creep only very little. No pressure into the base, as we've seen on map 1, where he had a similar strategy by 1-0. I just arrived. Alright. Was in 1-0's base, constant trouble. The DK was super mega low. So all this is working better for 1-0. But is it enough punch? Arcane Tower up. Yeah, you don't want the Arcane Tower to hit the DR. You need more skeletons. Why is there only 1 skeleton? Shouldn't it be 5? Oh no, oh no, oh no. Fiend surrounded. The skeletons are all gone. This is not working out for 1-0 at all. 215. And the DK could just be surrounded here. He has an Invoke Potion, but that's about it. Boom. Second Fiend surround. Infi, he has showed in a previous show match already that he can turn into the Lord of the Rings one encirclement after the next. Playing gorgeous Warcraft, and the momentum is on his side. And 1-0. A little bit careless. Definitely overwhelmed. And all the pressure is off of this push. This game is in shambles. Desperate need for a statue. Ay. How do you get out of this? How are you supposed to get out of this? This was a tier 2 push. This was supposed to decide the game. Where were the skeletons? What happened at the creep spot?
A player's forces are under attack.
That there was only one skeleton left. Did they expire? Did he not turn Black Arrow on? Now there's the Fent and there's so little damage without Nova. He tanked the big troll with the skellies. Ay ay ay. That is suboptimal. Oh, Dark Ranger is surrounded. No TP. Passes an invuln. So at least she stays alive for a little. But it will take so much time till there's the next step in 120's game. Tech is only 1/3. Lich will arrive super late. I don't hate the Dark Ranger timing. So you don't have to wait for the Lich and you're losing valuable time. But it has to be bigger. Has to be stronger. Dark Ranger eventually fell as Infi was never giving up that TP. The big invul potion is gone too. I think Infi is getting one step closer to the grand final. And Tet Fiends,
A player's forces are
it hurts my soul. The 2 Tet Fiend variations that we've seen today, not too promising. Only a miracle or a huge Infi mistake can save this game, but Infi Nightcoil
forces are under
is not known to be a person to do too many mistakes. Was a surround open? I don't think 40 lost to Tet Fiends recently. It's always very, very close games with a lot of kiting. But 40 is indeed getting better against it. Yeah, this is just a domination by Infi. One surround after the next. Double G's, 2-1. It is a quick series, ladies and gentlemen. 44 minutes. And we got a 2-1. We got Infi in the lead. We got Infi on match points. And the writing was on the wall for a long time. The surrounds in the mid game took a lot of momentum away from 120, whose early game was a bit better than the one on Autumn Leaves, I'd say. But this Dark Ranger push, if you arrive with one skeleton, that ain't enough. That ain't enough. Next up, Concealed Hill. This had turned into a human stronghold. Is it Tet Fiends again? This could be Lich. Lich 1 base aggression. This is a strategy that 120 hasn't displayed yet. Lich Destroyer Bust was a thing that he experimented with. But yeah, we gotta wait and see. as the game starts. Are we truly back in 2014? Are human mirrors coming back? Darkest timeline. We do have our game up. Infi playing a clean game. Was there any massive flaws? I'm not too sure, actually. Sorry, I got a friend request from Lynn that I have to answer real quick. Because I'm that important, you know? Go, 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 go! What can 120 do to force game 5? It is a big difference in prize money. $500 if you make it to the grand. $500 more if you make it to the grand final. If you win this tournament, you get double the money of the second place. So 3,300 for the winner, 1,700 for the runner-up, 1,100 and a bit for the third place. So it is certainly up to 120. And he's going for DK again, but it's DK Ghouls. It is DK Ghouls. Another switch up, another different strat. Flexing? I'm not flexing that Lynn wants to be friends with me. No, I'm just reporting what that sound was. No, you gotta know. Otherwise you would be thinking, what was that weird sound on Neo's PC? Not flexing. That June sends me a message. From June, that close. Off we go. Archmage, of course. Backpack early for another rod. 120 is trying to be as aggressive as possible when Infi is going to the expo. For that reason, he has the Acolyte Scout here. The Militia train is going to the gold mine. He will be there. Also Infi on the other side, getting scouting information if there's some shenanigans going on, but it's not. A creep jack on concealed can be devastating. There's lots of purge, there's lots of poison, there's a big null overseer. All of that is doing quite some damage. Infi with the 4 farms, kind of stuck with that expo play now. And off we go. Maybe he's striking a little bit too early. Creep hasn't started yet. Tech has. 120 clearly has more units on the board right now. With ghouls a strong force, with water elementals level 2 missing.
A town is under siege.
You don't have to break the human here at this moment of the game, but you gotta delay him to prepare for the destroyers.
The player's forces are under attack.
Nice little snipe. Every second that you delay level 3 is a valuable second. Deny. Well done by 120. Taking care of the water elementals. That's all ghouls aiming for the water elementals. Now switching the targets a little bit. 2 more coils. No more. Okay, rod is ready. A new rod is coming in. And that's a lot more skeletons. Infi got this. Ring of Regen. He can also hide in the shadows. He gets level 3. This is major progress for the human with very, very little left. DK sold the TP. Is surrounded. Cannot hide. Cannot run. Or can he? He can. Infi opens it up again. The ghouls were blocking. They will probably suffer. Is that enough damage now? So many footies, all healthy. And the momentum is completely gone. The momentum is completely gone. Infi has had a good economy. He didn't lose too many workers. I think he lost like 2 or 3. That is totally fine. Second base up. No tower. That is the problem.
Players' forces are under attack.
But it's easy defenses now. Archmage can roam a lot. Can Infi go for an offense as big as on Autumn Leaves? That's certainly what he's trying to do. Is human the strongest race at the moment? Is this a controversial take? I think that is pretty much common sense at the moment. And that is also the public opinion at the moment. But we also gotta say that Infi is playing this very clean throughout the entire series. And this is what 120 has to be ready for. Lich out! No Dark Ranger this time to pair it with the ghouls. First statue has arrived as well. Every kill brings the DK closer to 2 on the coil. But he doesn't get that yet. On this map we have fountains at the ready, so you can always heal up for free during nighttime. Nighttime over for now, and yeah, we got a troop at the ready on the right hand side. We got an Archmage poking from the top. Lich. Oh no, again! Finds more value on the statue though, as there were 2 more coils. Okay, maybe lost opportunity, but it's also a water elemental split from the main base. Gets more water elemental shots. There is a second one. Every statue you kill now is 1 destroyer less in the fight. Maybe that was the thinking. It's like, what's the saying again? The one with the bird in the bushes?
A player's forces are under attack.
He got that Lich locked in. That would have cost him a lot of footmen though. He wanted to go for the statue, didn't get it. And then, you know, bird in the bush. No, not 2 birds, 1 stone. Because he didn't get any. One in the hand, 2 in the bush. There we go.
A player's forces are under attack.
Eer0 has to be offensive. Got the towers up. 3 ghouls still here. Didn't leave a statue at home for defense. Are the towers enough? Can he destroy this base? Or is 120 out after pushing? There is a little bit of mana. He can dive deep, no arcane tower. Repair at the ready. It's so many peasants. It is not enough though. Threshold against repair has been reached. All towers down. Economy will be suffering. Peasants will be suffering. Shifting back to the undead base where ghouls are still up. So are the towers. He wanted to get that slaughterhouse at all freaking cost. And he didn't get it. He did not get it. More and more kills. 1-2-0. With the DK ghoul timing push. This is a lot of resources though. Now the destroyers are at home. Now we can dispel and deal with the footmen. Infi, to be honest, didn't do much here. And I wouldn't be too surprised if that's another tap out. Tier 3 has started, but it is one base, one base. 1-2-0 can now dictate the map. Even takes the blacksmith away. The base is more fortified, but we're still only halfway through. Very nice by Infi to have already built the workshop. Otherwise, the loss of the blacksmith would have resulted in a total disaster. No knights, no rifles. He has to rebuild basically everything. Nice setup by 1-2-0. Knowing that Infi would push, got the 2 towers up. That was all it took. 13 food lead. Infi was mining quite a bit from that second base, so he can spend 1,000 gold whenever he reaches tier 2. But 1-2-0 should never, ever, ever give him the opportunity. Never, ever. The writing is on all 4 walls and the ceiling. Mountain King saved for 7 seconds. Nice chase. 1 destroyer falls though, and that was a destroyer with mana. Dude, if Infi holds this... No. No. 1-0. Ghoul opener. Into destroyers. A classic push once again, just like 2004 or similar to 2014. And he ties up the series 2-2. It's down to 1 map that will determine Fortitude's opponent in the grand final. Where did this game fall apart? Infi kind of being stuck close to his own main. No towers. Ay. No arcane tower. Certainly hurt. How come UD base is always a semi-indestructible fortress where games are thrown and other bases get chewed up? I think you didn't see game 1 because there things looked a lot different. You just have to lock in your opponent at the north. So he can't pressure you in your base. And this is what worked a lot better for 1-0 with ghouls than with fiends. We got a little bit of a break here, by the way. This is a wonderful, wonderful week of Warcraft. It is packed. We got, of course, now, today, the finals of the Chinese qualifier. We got B-Cup starting tomorrow, so there's no rest for the wicked. Whew. My screen went black, and I didn't know why, and now I see the game is starting. All right, all right, all right. So, content every day on Friday. We, of course, have the weekly cup on Saturday. We have not only the B-Cup, but also the DWCC Western qualifier with Happy, Starbuck, Foggy, Leon, Jens, Dice, Hawk, Sonic, and all the greats. And then Sunday, the same. And tonight we have another FFA match as well. I'm going to be doing Creepjack tomorrow. So it is a lot to watch. Here at Back to Warcraft, tomorrow we're going to celebrate 250 consecutive days of streaming. But before we do that, we need a second grand finalist. 1-0 Infi duking it out on Tidehunters. If you like what we do, and if you like the content we provide and the quantity of the quality we provide, hit us up with a sub. If you have Amazon Prime lying around, use it on us. It is a big, big, big help. Check out backtowarcraft.com/support and !Prime. Tidehunters. $600 on the line. Plus the chance to double their entire prize money. 1-0 up left. Infi bottom right. And no changes. It is changes. We're going back to Tet Fiends. On Tidehunters. Changing the winning strat. And we move away from the ghouls into a strat that failed twice. You hit 79,000 subs on YouTube today? That sounds like we need a sprint towards the big 80k. I feel like this is just a sign to subscribe to the channel more and get us closer to the 80k. Ooh, Infi is... He can't really be expecting a Cryptbot or Lich, right? But he's going for the lab. Little bit of a chance for the DK. This is a big camp. This is risky. But the coil cannot kill the Mud Golem and it cannot kill the big Golem. Rod of Necromancy used. Skeletons coming in. A last hit would be ginormous. Look at the XP. 1.2. Didn't get it. And we got a Vamp Aura. Infi cleaning this up. Well done. And we got one peasant. Maybe more. 3 more rods. This pressure isn't over. The first fiend has been started, but Infi knows what to do. The path is clear. The road to Neo's play button. Exactly, that's what we need. I need a play button. I got the YouTube Purple Heart. I got the non-mainstream streamer of the year. What's missing is the play button. Moppel da Hoppel. Thank you for the prime. And a nice nickname.
Players' forces are under attack.
It feels like 1-0 wants to show the world that Ted Fiends is working. Every time he played this, he got beaten. Every time he played something else, he won. In this camp, uncontested. Is it the Dark Ranger again?
Are under attack.
But where are you going with her then? Archmage is level 3, got a claw, got the Vampora, gets solid map control. Infi moving towards the tavern, knowing that it is an option for 1-0 and that he has to pass through the middle, obviously, at some point. Otherwise, I mean, he could clean up Sea Giant Expo Market. That's kind of about it. 1-0 could go into a creeping game, into Destro push. But Lich Statue Fiend, yeah, He's maneuvering towards the right-hand side.
A player's forces are under attack.
Slowly, but steady. Is this the moment where you could invest into a Wand of Negation? Don't think so. You want attack. You got attack. This is certainly more late game focused than the Dark Ranger push was before. With that Lich. Hits the brake a little bit. Still no tech though. Rather going attack upgrade. It's a bit weird, I gotta say. But there is only one arcane. Not much damage. Wants to crack that expansion before the heavy fortification is on. How many fiends will fall this time? Infi has displayed glorious surrounds, glorious control. And if you take the fiends away, you take the damage away and you add more stability automatically. Hard to crack the defense footman, of course. Infi distracting, wiggling with that Archmage. Left, right. Buying more time. Towers it is, of course. Infi is still on tier 1. 1-0 with his unique tier 2 pressure. Adding attack on top. Yeah, this looks very much like 2014-15 Warcraft. As I said in my video, the scene is set back 10 years. Arcane Tower. The anchor. If this building falls, Skeleton can harass. The Lich can move in a lot closer. Big help. Which of course you also gain from levels. Nova, good. Oh, was there no defend on? But Infi holds for now. Tech is halfway through. Infi arrives on tier 2. 1-0 statue micro. Insane usually. In a direct comparison with Happy, he regens a lot more health and mana. Feed, careful. Statue coming in, not intercepted. This is a little bit of a power spike by Infi as he called the militia, but only for a limited amount of time. How far along are we? Tier 3 is the big one. And when do you get your orb? When do you get your destroyers? How much damage are you really doing? It feels like Infi is not using too many resources at the moment. Cruising towards tier 2, he's mostly rebuilding footmen, losing single footmen, but it's 130 gold. That's not much. He's not losing towers, he's actually adding them. He's not losing too many workers, he can easily re-add them. Coil Nova, a hair too late, aiming for the potion, aiming for the Skull of Regen. And Archmage should be fine. Was this a Hail Mary already? Tier 3 finishes. We have no backpack, otherwise Fiend could bring Orb of Corruption. Mountain King far up front. Love the Frost Armor second, I believe, against Footman and incoming Knights. Now Infi gets this around. Is there a way out? No more coil. That's 215 gold gone. Trying to deny. Doesn't work. And Infi breaks out of the chokehold. Now stability is necessary. Towers, 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 towers. Naked base.
Forces are under attack.
If 120 realizes this and punishes this, he might be able to close out the game with that. Scroll of the Beast. Very helpful statue. Far up front. Another Fiend is falling to a Stormbolt. Can't really prevent that except with Burrow, which there isn't. DK is back with the coil and also with an orb. Fiend with the counter surround. Has to invest the mana. Needs to fix this situation. No third hero yet. You have a destroyer. And there it is. Dispel. But the water elementals are so tanky already. Infi gets momentum. One Fiend after the next has to invest into the next destroyer. Trying to take all the water elementals away. Trying to take all the footmen away. And then go for the counter push. But of course, he would love to use the mana against the towers in the base. That's not possible. Infi buying time. For how long? If he goes for a third hero, he is. He's breaking. Upkeep. 51. 120. All in. You cannot survive much longer without a second base of your own. Statue under pressure. Might need to be morphed. Pit Lord has another Rain of Fire. He will be able to use it. That's a lot of damage. As the Arcane Tower is gone. Neck and neck fight. Very reminiscent of the GCS finals. Legendary best of fives in Shanghai. And off we go. How much can the Pit Lord tank? We are getting a quick update. But 120 seems like he's running out of steam. Is he really? Tier 3 by Infi is done. It's only getting better from here. There's only upgrades. Paladin, flak cannons, knights, gyros, all of it. This expo is way too healthy. 120. Still has a supply lead. Still got a massive level lead. But with every second the game is getting better for the Iceman. Very conservative in spendings. Not the craziest amount of production buildings here. Only one worker. But 120 is an upkeep. That's why Infi's gold is better. Boom goes the dynamite and down goes the paladin. With that, no holy light. A more exposed Infi. 120. Now the momentum turns into his favor again, but it seems like we're just waiting for the call for all these gyros to fly in. We don't have flak cannons though, and there's more mana for another Rain of Fire. Workers are suffering, as they always are. And here we go. Single target gyros. Was that the mistake? Not going for the upgrade? It's only 2 though. That should be enough. Fiends falling on the ground. Thanks to Knights. Destroyers. The carry unit eliminated. Now, of course, these gyros are more or less useless. Focus is switching to Knights. And the statues are still here. Ooh, there's still a solid chance for 120 to take this home. A very solid chance, actually. The Knight numbers are too low. Abomination's coming in as a counter. Another Rain of Fire. He's never hitting the expo with these. Can Water Elementals carry? Paladin back. A great game 5. Both players give us their all. Infi holding on to dear life. Cannot lose this base. The loss of 2 destroyers seemed horrendous, but in the end, it's not mattering too much. Holy Light necessary. Mountain King out of the fight. And it's game! It's game! Infi crumbling under the pressure, couldn't hold it anymore. 1-2-0 with the last breath. Takes the workers away, takes the heroes away, and makes it work. Cat Fiends back on the menu after 2 failed attempts. He shows the world it is still a valid strategy, and our grand final is 1-2-0 versus Fortitude in a best of 7.